Hey guys, this is Brian, aka Texas Treasures, and today I want to give you some tips on how to increase the sales for your eBay store. We are going to be looking at the question of should you specialize or niche down, or should you be an everything store? So make sure you stick around to the very end. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. All right. First of all, I think I want to start here. Last year, I went from an everything store, which I had been for the past several years, into a primarily clothing and shoe store last year, and my sales were up almost 169% last year. If you look at my sales by category and my top five sales, women's jeans was 23% of my sales, men's jeans was 17%, men's casual shirts was 14%, men's shorts was 7%, and men's pants was about 3.5%. So that's about 70% or so of all of my sales were coming from clothing. This year I'm niching down even further. This year I'm niching down to all shoes for 2022. I want to see how that goes. I know many people have the argument of I can't walk past something that is profitable, but there are many reasons why that business model will not maximize your success. You can be successful. You can make a full-time living. I would estimate you could probably make up to $200,000 per year if you're a really good picker, someone that can buy and sell everything. But if you want to make more than 200,000, which is my goal, then you're going to need to specialize or to niche down. I want to look at some examples of very successful businesses and specifically eBay businesses that have done that. And then we'll talk about the rationale behind that and the advantages. Let's start off with fast food because I think fast food, there's a lot of similarities between fast food and reselling, especially on eBay. And if you look at the top 10 fast food restaurants in America by sales, number one is McDonald's, and they are far and away. They had $37 billion in sales. I believe this is for last year. The next closest company is Starbucks at 13 billion, then Subway at 10.8. And you could see the rest of these. What is the one common thing with all these companies? Go ahead and comment below. What do they all have in common? Yeah, you guessed it, they all specialize. And who is the best at this specializing or this niching down? Well, it's McDonald's. Think about McDonald's. Anytime you go to a McDonald's, they have a pretty tight menu. They do not offer a whole lot of items. You're going to have burgers, you're going to have a chicken sandwich, some chicken nuggets, some drinks, maybe a salad, maybe a couple of desserts. But that menu is very niched down. And efficiency actually kind of started with the McDonald's brothers back in the 50s when they streamlined this way to produce hamburgers and French fries efficiently, because the more efficient, the faster you are, it maximizes your profit because you're able to churn more customers through your business in a set amount of time, which is going to lead more profits. Another thing about these businesses, they are all very consistent. When you go to McDonald's, pretty much one McDonald's from one part of the country, one in Texas, one in California, they're pretty much the same, right? The menu's the same. The speed of the drive-through is roughly the same, and the quality of the food is roughly the same. So by looking at this, I think this is kind of an example of why niching down is very efficient. I was talking to Chris, aka Daily Refinement, about this on our morning call, and we have a fast food chain here in Texas called Brahms, and Brahms has delicious burgers and shakes and ice creams, right? The food is really good. Like, to me, it tastes way better than McDonald's. But I know if I go to the Brahms drive-through, literally the last time I went, like on a Saturday night, I spent an hour in line. And there were so many cars that turned around and left because they got tired of waiting. If you compare that to a McDonald's, if you look at a McDonald's drive-through on average, right, there's always exceptions, but on average, you go through that line very quickly. The same thing with Chick-fil-A. If you have a Chick-fil-A near you, they're also very efficient. So by being very efficient, you're able to see more customers. Your customers are going to be satisfied because they know what to expect, and they're going to you're going to get those repeat buyers. And think about this in terms of eBay. So let's go ahead and transition over to the top eBay sellers. These are the top 100 eBay sellers from Market Plus, and they base this on feedback because feedback is a percentage of sales. I found it's usually about 20 to 25% of your customers will leave feedback, so you can get a gauge of the sales. And the number one seller is MetaMops. And if you click on this company, you will see that they are a media seller. They're not selling everything. This is not a garage sale store. They are selling books, 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 all books, all books, all books. They are specializing in books. And if you look at their sold listings, what do you think they've sold? Do they sell a pot and pan? No. They sell a pair of shoes? No. Is there a pair of women's jeans hiding in here? I don't think so. These are all books. So they specialized in books. And I looked through a few of these. Well, they are all the same because they specialize. The number two seller is in books. And yes, I know the margins on books on general is lower, but if you're doing a massive volume, think about Walmart, right? Walmart has a massive market cap. They sell a lot of lower priced items. A lot of these are books, books, books. There are trading cards are up here in these top lists, like at number 9. I know the trading card market is very hot right now, and this person or this company is specializing in nothing but trading cards. There was another one up here, the number 18, Cart Part Wholesale. They specialize in car parts. You're not going to find a Beanie Baby in here. You're not going to find a G.I. Joe. You're not going to find a Tommy Bahama shirt. They are specialized in car parts, auto parts. And if you look through this, they're all specialized. Now, does that mean you can't be a successful reseller by not specializing? No, it doesn't mean that. You can be, but if your goal is to be a top maximized eBay seller, you're going to have to niche down. So let's go into the reasons why. Number one, I think you're going to maximize your profits and your sales. Think about this. I think it's good to use metaphors, right? If you think about the difference between a family doctor, a general practitioner, and a cardiologist, the cardiologist is more specialized and they're going to make more money. I think that's the same way between a garage sale seller on eBay versus somebody that's niched down. That specialization has a lot of advantages. It also allows you to brand or market your store more efficiently when you can come up with a name that is branded to your niche. Think about this. If you had celiac disease or IBS or something of that nature, and you had gluten, you're gluten sensitive, even though I think everyone is to a degree. But anyway, that we won't get into nutrition. But which is better for you? Is it better to go to a general bakery with a small selection of gluten-free products, or is it better to go to a specialized gluten-free bakery that's all they have are gluten-free products? I think you're going to feel better because the expert is going to be the gluten-free bakery. Same thing, if you're an everything store and somebody's buying a pair of shoes from you and that's just one of a million things you sell, you're probably not an expert in shoes. But if you go to somebody that's all they sell, their knowledge in shoes is going to be much higher and they're going to be much more knowledgeable. There's a lot of efficiency hacks. Think about this. When you're listing an item, and I used to sell everything, right? I think here's the caveat. Everyone needs to start as an everything seller and then figure out what you enjoy selling, what do you have access to in abundance in your area, and then begin to niche down into that. And obviously what's profitable to you. It's better to go deep than to go broad. Another advantage with efficiency, if you're dealing with the same products over time, if you're nothing but a shoe seller, Well, you spend time researching that niche. You're going to know about athletic sneakers. You're going to learn about dress shoes. You're going to learn about sandals. You're going to maybe learn about wedges, depending on how, even within that, how much you specialize, even within that niche. If you're a toy seller, right, you're going to spend your time studying G.I. Joe toys and Pokemon and I don't know what all else, right? But if you're just in one area, it's easier to spend that research time focused on that one area. Whereas an everything seller, it is really hard mentally to research a pair of shoes and then go test a VCR, see if it works, look up the sold parts, figure out how to ship that thing, then turn around and photograph a suit and figure out all the keywords and the item specifics in the title in a suit and the pricing, and then turn around and do a coffee mug. Are you kidding me? I did that before. You're going to be limited because you're going to run out of time, because it takes a lot of time when you're not specialized, switching research and learning, not to mention the shipping and the customer service. If somebody has a problem with that VCR, you're probably not an expert in VCR unless that's your niche, right? If you niche to electronics, then you can probably handle that a lot better. Um, your listings become faster. You know how to write titles that are structured for search. You know which item specifics are necessary. You know the keywords in the title. You're going to know what type of pictures you need to take, which is another thing. When it comes to your picture setup, if you're an everything seller, you're probably going to have multiple photography setups to be able to take pictures of all these different things. If you're selling a car bumper, well, you're going to have to go outside probably somewhere and take that picture. And then if you've got a figurine, well, where are you going to photograph that where it's going to show it off accurately? But if you were nothing but a figurine seller, a collectible seller, you probably have a light box and you probably have a small area with all the tools and everything you need to work from. Your inventory system, based on whether you specialize or not, if you're an everything seller, it's hard to store all that in inventory. What is your inventory going to look like? If you got a car bumper, where are you going to put that? And then the next thing is you have a china plate and then a baseball bat. And I know I've done all this. It is hard. You are more likely to lose items. It's going to take you longer to find items. It's going to take you longer to ship items. So it's not good for inventory. But if you're into trading cards and you've got a numeric system where all your trading cards are numeric and they all have an SKU, say 1 to 100,000, whatever, well, it's easy to find that quickly and to ship that out. Here's another point. If you look at eBay used to want, eBay is currently trying to get repeat buyers for us, repeat customers. They're offering coupons. People can save your store as a favorite seller. And if you are niched down, if you sell all men's clothing, if you're selling Tommy Bahamas and Polo Ralph Lauren, chino pants and golf attire, that type of buyer, if they're getting a good deal from you and you have a large selection of inventory, they're going to keep coming back to you if they had a good experience. And they're probably, you're going to see more multi-quantity orders. They may pick up 2, 3, 4, 5, even more shirts or pants at a time. If you have everything they're looking for at a good price and you ship quickly and you're knowledgeable, they're going to buy multiple items from you probably, and they're going to come back to you because you've delivered a good experience. So when you think about it, and by the way, if you're finding this content useful, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to get more content like this. And then comment below, what are your thoughts? Do you specialize? If so, what niche are you specialized in? Are you an everything seller, and why? Let me know. And there's different reasons, but I'm just curious. So to sum all of this up, if you want to maximize your income as an eBay seller, you want to niche down after you've sold everything for a while, and you're going to figure out what you like to sell, what you have access to in your area, and what is profitable for you. You're going to niche that down. You're going to become an expert in that area, and you can more easily scale that business up to as large as you want to do it, and this will allow you to make more money. Your listing process will be faster. Your inventory process is easier to ship. It's faster to ship. You're not going to have as many lost orders, things of that nature. So niche down, guys, is my recommendation if you want to maximize your profit. I hope you found this useful, guys. Good luck out there, and we'll see you on the next video.